We are live in the building, live for the
Yup.
first episode of Big
Yup.
Blue Crossover with your guy TPWAY the Giant and the
Mm-hmm.
Juke. TP, what's happening, my guy?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I don't know if you could tell, but I've been on that type of time, that week one energy, that FIFA full fun energy, because it is all gas, no brakes now, man. We've done all the off season work for this moment here. Let's go. Let's
To
go.
think that we're a couple of days away from the game actually kicking off is kind of insane, but I'm glad it's here because I feel like this offseason, I've been saying it in all these last episodes. This offseason felt so long, but I think it's because we got so much anticipation with the quarterback, with Abdul Carter, with so many new things,
Yeah,
man. So many new things. And listen, I do think that the energy is different around surrounding the Giants. We're gonna
for
be
sure.
talking about that, but we're also got to talk about, you know, people don't want to call it a rivalry because it's definitely not a rivalry, but an NFC East rival and the Commanders, man. The Commanders are coming off a big season last season, a season they haven't seen, maybe a lot of the fans haven't seen in their lifetime. We've seen a couple of those, and
Mm-hmm.
now they feel like they're kind of putting themselves in a different echelon as a player or as a fan. You got any thoughts on the Commanders right now?
They absolutely are killing me. Like I put a tweet out saying the Commander fan base is rising to the top as far as the most annoying fan bases. Like it is amazing as to what one season can do for a community, man. Like there is no humbleness with the Commander fans. Like they're talking to us like they've been killing us in our whole existence, like our whole history of playing each other. And I just don't know, like, why they see things the way they see it, even if they refer back to last season. If they look at our matchups there, it wasn't like complete domination. So I'm very confused as to why they lack humbleness. But all in all, man, look, man, I have a whole complete different outlook clearly than how they see this game. And look, I have all the confidence in the world, man, that we're gonna get the job done, man. Point blank, period.
100%. I think the best way to open up this convo is I had to snippet a little portion of your live the other day. Had to throw it up on Twitter. I think we could share that right now and
Let's do it.
let it open up overall.
You want to know y'all fucking problem? Is that
What's
the
that?
Commander fans, y'all are sitting on this high horse right now. Y'all are not used to winning, so this shit is just feeling lovely. Y'all are talking about Jaden Daniels like he is the greatest thing since Tom Brady. And I cannot wait until y'all walk in and whatever the stadium name that is called now, it's not FedEx Field, but y'all walk in there and y'all gonna think shit is sweet. So y'all played the Bengals and y'all walked in there and y'all played that bummy ass defense, and then that just added on to the feeling that y'all already had. But see, what's gonna happen is you're gonna play one of the best defenses that's gonna be in this league, and we gonna come out there smacking shit. And so then y'all gonna find out that Santa is not real. And so I can't wait till y'all go against some dogs that is on a mission, some dogs that is hungry, some dogs that wants their respect versus a team, versus a Washington Commander team whose number one receiver is so fucking selfish, he wasn't even out there putting in the work. That's what y'all got to deal with. So while y'all think everything is sweet, better know. We got a bunch of dogs that is coming in there and that is going to expose every bit of weakness that y'all have offensively.
Listen, that is golden right there. That is golden.
Yeah, let me get that. Yo, you know
That
what's
is
funny?
golden.
I absolutely hate yelling into the mic, but that just is a testament as to just how these moments and conversations go for me. Like, and I'm the passionate guy that I am, man. I just can't hold it back, man. I can't hold it back, but I meant every word. I
Listen,
meant
I
every word.
and even talking about it, my only caption I threw on it was football is back. Football's back, man. Like I love the
Yes,
energy.
sir.
Shout out cruising in the building saying you couldn't find a Washington fan 10 years ago. Shoot,
Talk about it.
you could have found one 5 years ago.
Talk about it.
You gotta go that far. It's called the snake pit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a Redskins fan since '78. George, you're one of the last standing ones from there. I will say, George. Shout out to you though. Shout out to you for tapping in. But I'm excited for this matchup, man. I really
But
am, and I think What were you saying?
But as far as that clip is concerned, I want to reiterate. It's true though. It is true. One of the major differences that I think that we're going to see in week one is there is one team that is coming off of cloud nine that experienced attention that they've just never experienced before. I'm watching their energy throughout this whole off season, and it is all smiles and giggles, and everybody's so JD5 this, JD5 that, wham, versus us. We are hungry. We not playing with nothing or nobody. There is a bunch of dogs together on a mission. We have definitely got better. And I think that ultimately I am banking on the fact that we have New York, Giants that is going to walk in their trap, take over their trap, and is going to, really wake them up. And honestly, I think it's going to be the best thing for the Commanders because I think we're going to punch them in the mouth and wake them up to make them realize, like, listen, last year was last year. This is a whole new year. And so get the ball rolling, man. So I don't think this is going to be a situation to where it's a slow start for us. And I love the energy, man. I love the energy that I believe not just this fan base, but this team is going to go into week one with.
Yeah, man. Excuse me. We even got people in the chat right now saying, when will they learn about that man, JD5? Poor fools. Listen, I'm just excited for y'all to learn about the man named Abdul Carter on Sunday.
Thank you.
Knowing that our defensive line is going to be something different, man. Our defensive line is going to be coming different. I think our defensive line was borderline dominant last year without a guy like Abdul Carter. And it sucks, right? Because I think we didn't get to see what this defensive line could have been with Dexter Lawrence getting hurt, missing some games. Kayvon Thibodeau missed some games. Brian Burns played hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We're adding another premium player at that position. And you still have to account for everyone else that's on this roster. That's what I'm more excited for. And by all means, right? Like, listen, I'm not trying to walk back on how I feel about the Giants, but I'm not saying that the Giants will be better than the Commanders. I just know the Giants will be better than the Commanders on Sunday. It doesn't matter what week. It doesn't matter what season. I'm talking about this Sunday. The Giants will be better than the Commanders. I think when you look at our matchups last year, I went and watched the highlights from the last 2 games last year, man. I was sick. I was sick watching it because I watched a bad brand of football being played. I really did. When you think about even I kind of forgot it because I tried my best to forget what happened last year. I tried so hard to forget it. But when you look at that first matchup being the Commanders didn't score a touchdown all game and beat us. And meanwhile, on the other side, we were like one of the first teams to score 3 touchdowns to no touchdowns and lose a game. Insane.
In what world?
Insane last year, man. Do you have any comments on last year's matchups at all?
Yes, man. I think people fail to realize like how those games went. It's so easy for a Commander fan to tell a Giant fan, "Oh, we beat y'all twice," but everything you got to put in perspective, and you got to put it in its proper context. Like I hate, and I even hate to word it like this because I understand how it sounds, but especially that first game. I don't think the Commanders won that game. I just think the Giants lost it. Honestly, man. I mean, with Malik dropping the ball at the end, and with us not having a kicker, I mean, it really just is something that was hard to get over. But again, I'm just so moving so far past last season that I want everybody to keep thinking that it is going to be something like last year, because it won't. It won't. For either sides, to be fair, for either sides. But this is a different Giants team, man. And for any Commander fan that doesn't understand that, then you're just going to have to find out the hard way on Sunday.
Yeah, man. And shout out to George, man. He's being honest. He said, y'all got a great front four. That's what he's worried about. And I think that's what it should be. Definitely for sure, right? Us talking about how much Commanders fans talk about Jaden Daniels. I'm not saying Jaden Daniels ain't good. But Jaden Daniels, he was the savior last year for them, and I don't think he can do it again. I would be shocked for him to replicate it. They had a crazy run last year. I don't expect them to have that same type of run. They've made some additions, but the Giants made some additions as well. To think that this is the same team as last year, it's flat out not, especially at the quarterback position, which we'll jump right into, man. I think there's a heavyweight matchup on the other side, but let's talk about the side that people kind of aren't focusing on: the Giants' offense against the Washington Commanders' defense. You add Russell Wilson. We've seen some snaps of him from preseason. We know Jackson Dart pretty much took over all the headlines for preseason, but Russell Wilson played some snaps as well.
Yep.
What do you think the Giants will look to take advantage of with the Giants' offense taking on that defense?
Yeah, for some reason, there's this narrative around Russell Wilson, like he is just like super trash or something, and I really don't get it. Like, okay, he's not in his prime. Whoop-de-doo. Like, you don't have to be in your prime to get the job done. And we don't need Russell Wilson to play like he's in his prime. We need Russell Wilson to play like the quarterback that he is. We need him to go in, be the veteran, take care of the ball, and make the aggressive throws that a veteran would do. So I'm expecting for us offensively to play our game, run the ball really well, man. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is going to be a problem, going to be a big element to what we do. You got Devin Singletary, who a lot of people, are not high on, but I've been telling people if he protects the ball, he can run the ball pretty well. Even when we go back to the last Commander game, if you remove the fumbles from the conversation, he ran the ball pretty well. And then Cam Skedaddle. I mean, like, come on. We could get the running game going. And guess what? You establish a running game. Guess what Russell Wilson can do very well? Play action. Play action, because we got receivers that can make plays down the field and that can cut you up in the middle of the field, all over the place, man. And so especially when you establish that running game, man, I really think that it could be curtains for the opportunities that our receivers can take advantage of down the field. Malik Neighbors, I mean, do we really have to continue to even have these conversations as to what Malik Neighbors can do? I think there has to be an understanding that Malik Neighbors we haven't seen him with this type of quarterback play. So if you thought Malik Neighbors was something last year, I mean, come on, let's do simple math here. So I just think that ultimately what we need for this offense to do is not go out there and have a shootout with Washington. That's not the game plan. No, stay on the field long enough. Let's end the drive in some points. Let's get these field goals if that opportunity presents itself. Of course, let's be aggressive to try to get in the end zone. But most importantly, let our defense win this game. Let our defense win this game. And so that's pretty much it, man. I think Russell Wilson is definitely capable of doing it. And if you want to look at any game from last year, don't look at, the Giants games from last year to cry about anymore. We did enough of that. Go look at, the Steelers with Russell Wilson versus the Commanders. Look how he operated in that moment in time. So, look, man. Keep sleeping. That's all I know, man.
Yeah.
Everybody can keep sleeping, man. But we'll find out. We'll find out.
Hey, shout out to Rio Robinson in the chat right now. He's gonna be spinning the block on us tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. So definitely stay tuned on the channel. 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. We're going live with Rio. He's saying it ain't personal on Sunday. Y'all just ain't this yet. Y'all guys smash that like for the fellas for sure. Hit the like button if you haven't. Shout out to my guy Born for Sports in the chat as well. Definitely subscribe to my guy Born for Sports if you haven't
Born for
already.
Sports.
Another Giants content creator. Something I just missed too. They said Amari Cooper's retiring. Congrats on him retiring. He was about to play for the Raiders again, so that was interesting. But
now look.
Speaking on,
sorry, no, I was just gonna say. You could get to it whenever you want to, but I'm not gonna lie. Backstage, you told me there was some Graham Gano news that I wasn't privy to.
Hey, all right.
Well, you can wait. You can wait. I'm just letting you know, bro. I'm anxious. Like, what's going on?
I'll give it a few. I'll give it a few. We'll touch on that. Speaking on George, bringing up Vaughn will get at least 3 sacks. That's the kind of point I want to touch on real quick. I just think the Commanders played great team ball last year, and they're looking to do that again. But they do lack, in my opinion, premier players on that defense. That's just my opinion. They do have a collective effort the same way, other teams have it, where they have Dorrance Armstrong at the edge. They had great reps out of Fowler Jr. last year. So they're looking to, kind of strike gold when it came to that as well. Acquiring Von Miller, a guy that's been there, done that. But is he going to be that type of player for them this year? That's something that we're going to have to see. That scary D line that they had for years, for 3 to 4 years, they ain't win no games, but They had so many first rounders on that D line. Jonathan Allen, De'Aaron Payne. Payne, I believe, is still on that team right now. I just think the defense it leaves a lot to be desired. And you can make the same
Yes.
argument for the Giants team, except we changed our quarterback, and our quarterback should be able to make a difference on this offense. You talked about it with Malik Neighbors, but I think what the Giants definitely have to do is put up points in general. Now, I'm not talking about they need to score 31 points to win this game, because with our defense, it shouldn't take 30 points to win a game. Maybe against Jaden Daniels, we can make that argument, but my point is
if
that
we score 30, we winning. I'm just saying that.
I believe so too. If the offense stays ahead of schedule, if the offense can put themselves in a standpoint where they're kind of going neck and neck with the Commanders, where the Commanders don't got to be up 10 points, 14 points, 20 points, and just run the ball on us 24/7. A bad run defense is what we had last year, but when you're down a lot of points and all teams do is run the football on you, that's going to make your stuff worse. That's going to make your team defense look worse in general. So the Giants need to stay ahead of schedule, and they need to score points early. There's stats going on right now that, in the first half or the first quarter, in these openers, Brian Daboll has outscored 53-6. 53-6, our offense putting up points in the first half of a season opener. You could even think back to the one opener that we did win against the Titans. We were down at halftime. We were down. We didn't have any touchdowns going into that first half against the Titans, man. Yes. So that's something that the Giants really need to change around. And hopefully, once again, the common denominator was there those last years. What's different this year? Russell Wilson is at the helm. That should at least get us a couple more points and at least try to help us get some points on the board. Give the defense a lead to play behind. There's so many times last year where we never had that. We never had that, man.
I want to add to that, though, because I think the major thing that I don't think are really understanding is that Kafka with the playbook in his hand, to me, is the biggest thing offensively. That is the biggest change. Like, to put it in context for people who don't understand, the last time we've seen Kafka taking charge of this offensive play calling was the 2022 year, where we played together, and even though on paper we weren't the sexiest, we was playing good football and we were beating teams, point blank period. We had just a better brand of football. Coach Dable took over 2023, 2024, and it just wasn't hitting the same. Well, Kafka is back. Kafka has the play calling again, and that's where I think my confidence really is gained from. So.
Yeah, they just announced it today as well that he's going to be on the field instead of up there, in the box. So I think that makes a little bit of a difference. Obviously, he's changing things up.
Big difference.
Yeah, and I think Mike Kafka is a difference to this offense compared to last year with Brian Daboll. I was on the point last year where I kept saying Brian Daboll needs to fix his team because, he's the offensive guru, right? That's what we brought him in for. He needs to call plays. I saw that last year. I'm good. Let's go back to Mike Kafka. Let's go back to that because I do believe he schemes things up pretty well. It's just a matter of, players making plays. The Russ Hay is crazy. He's been to 2 Super Bowls and a Super Bowl champ, was in the playoffs. All folks want to talk about is the stint in Denver as if it defines his entire career. I love when dudes are massive underdogs, work themselves out during the week thinking they can win the game. Washington is going to crush you guys. Hey, we're all entitled to an opinion. I just think, once again, the Commanders are they're on a different level, right? They're on this different level. It's hilarious. Go Commanders. Once again, shout out to the Commanders fans that are in the chat. Listen, we're here to chat with y'all for sure. But if we want to talk about stop living in the past, let's not look at last year. Because as much as we want to, hoop it, hip hop, and hooray about last year, you got smacked by the Eagles the same way we got smacked by the Eagles. We actually won one game against the Eagles as well. So as much as they want to make a ruckus about what happened last year, and yes, they have a rookie quarterback that's exciting, that rookie quarterback got bounced in the NFC Championship in a terrible way. So let's see what they revert back to. Let's talk about their offense against our defense, man. They had 2 big additions to that offense. They got Laramie Tunsil from the Texans, and they also acquired Deebo Samuel from the 49ers. They add another wide receiver, another weapon for Jaden Daniels, and also a better left tackle that is ironic because he actually led the league in, I believe, holdings last year, or he has a lot of holdings in general.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it, man. What do you think about their offense? What do you think is going to be different? I mean, granted, they were scoring a lot of points last year, and once again, I think it was a perfect storm for them. But what do you think about their offense?
Kendrick Lamar said it best. It's not enough. It's not, man. It's not. Good for them. You know, the Tunzel pickup was definitely a very good pickup for them. And I think it definitely does help them. But when you're thinking about this D line, man, that's another thing that Commander fans, they haven't hit the upgrade button, man. So forgive them for what they do not know. But they don't understand what they are going against with this front seven, man, and this the defensive line. Abdul Carter is different. He's not regular. I don't want to hear about, college anymore. Like, I don't even want to hear about that. What y'all are about to see from Abdul is the start of one of the greatest defensive players, of this time, man. I'm stamping it. That is what we're about to experience. You can put him in the inside, you could put him in the outside, and he dominates wherever. You could stand him up. He's going to dominate wherever he is at. You have Brian Burns, who is, being overshadowed by Abdul Carter, which is just wild because Brian Burns is elite and has a bag to get into the quarterback. Like, we're not even, what are we talking about here? Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive player in NFL right now. Like, why do I have to explain this? Not even to mention the depth pieces that we have, too. You have Darius Alexander, who we just picked up, who's going to be a big contributor to stopping the run. Chauncey Golston from Dallas, who had a good season last year. And guess what? Now he's on the roster just adding to things, man. So, like, again, and this is no slight. I understand that JD5 he's nice. I'm not taking away from that. We know he's good. But it's just not enough. Who the receivers? I'm supposed to be scared of who? Y'all can yell out Scary Terry all you want. But I'm a Giant fan. Let me know. Has Terry McLaurin ever truly worked Deontay Banks? They keep screaming, "Oh, he had 2 touchdowns his last week." Yeah, for what? 18 and 19 yards? I could go out there and do that respectfully. So who am I supposed to be afraid of? You talking about a Debo Samuel? What route is he gonna run? It's not enough. It's just not. And I can't wait for y'all to find out, man. I can't wait for y'all to find out. Anybody who's any score prediction that y'all have going out there, anybody who's talking about the Commanders are going to score 30 or 30 plus, I'm telling you right now that is not going to happen. I'm telling you that is not going to happen. Y'all going to find out, man. That's all I can say. Y'all just going to really find out. Some of y'all are catching on. Some of y'all are like, okay, I actually didn't know the Giants had this. Okay, I see what they watching preseason games. They catching on. But a lot of y'all just refuse to see anything out of JD5, and y'all going to find out Sunday. And I can't wait. Just make sure you report back here.
Yeah, man. I think when you think about our defense, man, people think they're going against the same defense. And some people don't care about what's on the other side of the ball, which, go ahead, I guess. Don't worry about it. They like to run the quick game a lot, and the biggest thing is that our defense needs to tackle. Our corners need to tackle. They need to come up and be physical because they're going to try to get the ball out of his quarterback's hands very quickly because you don't want him to sit back there for 3 seconds when you got those guys, running after you. When you got the Dexter Lawrence, the Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, going after you. Mm-hmm. The biggest addition I think that we're going to look at is Javon Holland, and we're going to look at Paulson Adebo. We added 2 DBs to this DB room that is very young, right? These 2 guys have been on teams that were in contention. The Dolphins have been in playoff games. The Saints are always in the conversation. They play a good brand of defense over there, and Adebo was one of their better corners. Right. Fellow old teammate to Marshawn Lattimore, who they have on their side as well. Paulson Adebo, I think, needs to do a really good job on Terry, but like you said, Terry hasn't really killed us. It's been the other guys. Letting Zach Ertz go for 100 yards is not acceptable. It's not. When you have guys like Noah Brown giving heavy contributions, that stuff is not acceptable. I think with the upgraded DB room, they had Deontay Banks guarding their wide receiver 1 last year. This year, he's going to be CB2 most likely, which is still up for debate between him and Cordell Flott. My point is that he's not guarding your wide receiver one. So I'm not worried about it. Paulson Adebo just needs to do what he can to limit. You got Andrew Phillips coming back in year 2. Tyler Nubin, who I'm a big fan of, coming back in year 2 with the Javon Holland back there on the back end too, man. So our DBs, man, if they play a physical brand of football, once again, just get them in a place where the Commanders are down. The Commanders are right in the thick of it. We can't let them get to a crazy lead, and that's what they're able to do, especially in that second game, man. I know the second game, the score looked close, but it was a lot more distant than that first matchup that we had. And once again, not to say that I don't respect the quarterback. It just goes to show I think you guys are leaning on him way too much. That's just my opinion.
Everything is JD5.
Some deficiencies in their game, man. Deebo Samuel, yes, you traded for Deebo Samuel, but do we wonder why the 49ers did trade him? Yes, they have a salary cap issue, but do you think they think that an end is near for Deebo Samuel? I mean, some people might look at Deebo as just straight up a running back, not even a wide receiver at this point. So all that to say, man, once again, I'm excited for this matchup. That's a championship matchup right there. If you're looking at a key matchup, it's their offense against our defense. That D-line is there for a reason. They got to put up or shut up, and I think our guys are coming different this year. The depth is a big thing. You talk about Chauncey Golston, adding players like that, drafting another D tackle in Darius Alexander. We have a lot better depth when these guys are off the field, and I think that should help contribute to, if the Giants have a recipe to win this game, man.
Yeah.
Talking about with that first matchup, once again, that first matchup was a bad brand of football. But when you look at it, man, the kicker position was also bad. We didn't have a kicker in that last matchup. It's looking like we got a little bit of PTSD re-inviting itself into the room. As Pat Leonard, he tweeted this 40 minutes ago. Jude, I'm not going to try his last name, was the only Giants kicker on the field just now while we were able to reserve practice. Graham Gano entered the field at the last minute without a helmet. TP, you're finding this news out live on the show. What is your thoughts on this right now as we're going through it again?
I guess I just don't really know what that means. Does that mean there is something wrong, or does that mean he's having a super light day? I guess I really just don't understand what that means for us.
Which I think we'll be finding out shortly.
Yeah.
But him being there without a helmet is not good. It's not a good look, man. What could have happened these last 2 days? I don't know. But it's not a good look. It really isn't. And when you look at it, Graham Gano, he's been on the scene for the last couple of years, but granted, I feel like he's been more of a detriment at this rate. He's been missing games and playing hurt and missing kicks. What were we going to say?
Who's the other guy, the other kicker that was there instead?
Jude. It was Jude.
Oh, so he's
can't even say his last name.
I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Graham Gano is not somebody who I feel like, oh, you got to have Graham Gano. Like, he's not out here, hitting consistent 60-yarders or anything like that. So it's just like, as long as we have a kicker, I could live with it. He ain't really nothing to really, lose sleep over. We just got to make sure we have a kicker, though.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. So
at least have a kicker on the roster compared to last year heading into that matchup.
Exactly.
I feel you on that piece. Talking about another player that we might not have on the roster or on the playing field this Sunday is Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, he practiced yesterday. They shut him down for practice today. They said he looked good, but they want to give him a rest. I think on a Thursday before the matchup, if he's not out there practicing, I don't like the thought of it. And when you look at this team, man, when Andrew Thomas is on the field and when it's off, the offense is different. Now, once again, I do think quarterback factors into how your quarterback gets pressured a bit. Mm-hmm. I think Jaden Daniels' offensive line wasn't great last year, but he made some plays happen out of nowhere, got rid of the ball quickly. So we could see Russell Wilson, control this offensive line a little bit better than Daniel Jones did last year. But any comments on Andrew Thomas's front?
Yeah, I'm just afraid that we'll make the wrong decision as far as his replacement if he don't play. Because honestly, I don't believe he is going to play. Just the verbiage that they've been using all this week, it just don't sound, like he is going to play. But I'm not worried if you put Marcus Mambo in there. Like, I have confidence in that man. He this offseason, man, he has shown that he can go in there and put out good production, man. We've already spoken about his feet when we drafted him. It translated, man. Like we've seen it. He has really good feet. And that is something that I feel like James Hudson just he doesn't have. And I don't feel as confident with James Hudson in there. If Marcus Mbow takes over that spot, which I think is the right thing to do, I don't think that my only worry is that I don't think we will do it. For what reason exactly, I don't understand. For some reason, when it comes to this offensive line, we just do things too late. We always make the right move when it's too late, and we don't do the things that to fans it obviously makes sense. We just don't do them. So, I mean, that would be my biggest concern. But the good thing is, good thing we're not playing the D line that just so scares me.
Yeah.
You can't go in there sleeping. Don't get me wrong. Offensive line have to do their job. But this is not one of those defensive lines where it's just like, oh, no, you absolutely need Andrew Thomas. I just don't feel that way.
They're just not a force on the other side that I'm genuinely worried about. It's a team approach. They like to pressure the quarterback by blitzing as well. I'm just not worried about that. PCC saying, I'll save this video like I saved the videos with the Detroit Lion dudes in the divisional round. And I just wanted to highlight this real quick because you know what's the difference between that matchup and this matchup? The Commanders went into that matchup, right? The Commanders went into that matchup with no pressure. They were playing away, the number 1 seed of the NFC. And yes, they gave them the work. The number 1, number 2 seed, whatever it was, they gave them the work.
Good one. Yep.
The Giants are heading into this matchup with no pressure at all. Is there any pressure for the Giants heading into this matchup? Facing a Commanders team that, yes, the Commanders made it to the NFC Championship year 2 with their young star quarterback. The Giants have no pressure. They're playing with house money, and it's crazy to say that in week 1 when both teams are 0-0. But we know nobody's really expecting the Giants to win like that. They're not. So why can't I have that same energy that y'all had for Detroit? We don't have Jaden Daniels. That's cool. We got Russell Wilson, who gave y'all that BTA last year. Shall we talk about that matchup with that BTA last year like it didn't happen? Shout out to Ghost Dog in the building, man. Salute to TP and the
Ghost.
Juke. Appreciate you for tapping in, my dog. Last year was year 1. PCC, you're right. Last year was year 1. Let's see what year 2 looks like. It was a great year. And then we know how it ended. I don't think anyone talks about how it ended. I would have thought they won the Super Bowl or something. I'm confused. Nobody talks about how their season ended. It's funny, man.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at how the Commander fans have a reason to feel good. I'm not denying that.
Agreed.
Y'all definitely are building something. That was a good win versus Detroit and all of these good things. But see, the thing is, then this is where experience comes into play. You have to know and understand that last year was last year. You want to build off of last year, but you do not want to carry last year into this year thinking that everything is going to just be this smooth walk in the park. So yes, year 1 was great for you, but also to the other side of it, there can be some different challenges that you may not have experienced year 1 that you will experience this go around. So if that hunger isn't matching or even better than what it was year 1, you're going to find out things the hard way. And then y'all going to be sitting there on Sunday wondering what's going on, why, and why y'all don't look like the same offense that y'all look like versus the sorry-ass Bengals and things like this. Y'all going to be questioning a lot. And then it's going to be too late. And don't keep the same energy. PCC, I see you. Keep the same energy. Now, you're going to save the video, and if we lose, you're going to say, oh, loudmouth TP, he was saying all this before the game, now look at him. Okay, well, when we do win, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Make the same video and do the same thing that you would do if we was to lose.
We're going to find out. We're a couple days away, man. We got a game playing tonight. We got the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't want to talk about them too much. I'm just glad football is back. I'm not expecting much out of the Cowboys either. So the Giants can find a way to win against the Commanders, roll into week 2 against the Cowboys. Man, it's gonna be good, man. And shout out to PCC for subscribing, man. I appreciate you for letting us know. Once again, it's all love in the game. Football is back. Football is back. So I'm excited for that. So I appreciate you for tapping in for sure.
Man, it's gonna be a good one.
We're reaching that part, man. We talked about the offense. We talked about the defense. We talked about additions, man. let's throw out a score prediction, man. Our first score prediction of the Big Blue crossover. I want you to take it away. What is your score prediction? What do you think the outcome of this game is? I think we know the outcome, but what
Yeah.
is your score prediction if you were to make one?
Week one, I think that there is going to be week one rust heavily on the Washington side of things. And I think for once, we're going to go out there and we're going to look like we've been playing, all off season. And so with that being said, my score prediction is Giants 28, Commanders 21.
I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than that, right? And I think something we didn't talk about, we didn't mention it too much, but we all know it. It's an NFC East matchup. We know when it comes to division rivals, once again, someone brought it up earlier about about the Lions losing to the Commanders and not knowing, but division football is different. There might be a different edge to it. There might be a lot more bad blood in between this matchup, so that could lead it to being more of an ugly game. If I'm throwing a score prediction out there, it's going to be 24-23 New York Giants. 24-23 New York Giants. The Giants have a kicker. They kick a game-winning field goal to win the game. That is my score prediction for this matchup, man. Everyone in the chat right now and in the comments, man, feel free to drop your score predictions for this matchup. Once again, an exciting matchup. There's no other team I would have rather faced week one than the Washington Commanders. Also want to shed light on my guy Zell in the building. He will be live at 6 p.m. I'll be heading over on his channel, so definitely tap in with my guy Zell if you hadn't. Sunday's gonna be good. Sunday's gonna be good, man. What's your last thoughts, man? Any last thoughts ahead of this matchup?
So I do want to speak to this, right? And I do want to get your opinion on it. What if anything that concerns you about Washington? What would be the main thing that concerns you, in this matchup?
The one thing I would say that's concerning, and we've been talking about it this whole time, is Jaden Daniels finding a way out. Jaden Daniels finding a way out to create more time, find a big play. You can think about that first two matchups where he kind of breaks away from a couple sacks, and it said we have 5 sacks, but that was after the guy shakes away from 3 people and gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. We have to bring Jaden Daniels down to the ground, and we have to make him feel it. We do. When he runs and he becomes a runner, we need to punish him the same way last year. I believe Drew Phillips hit him with something where he was out of the game for a couple of plays and had to come back in. We have to corral him and try to keep him tight. And I think everyone tries to, game plan for that, right? I think they do. But there's no excuse when you have the D-line that we have. When you have Dexter Lawrence pressuring up the middle, when you have those two edge rushers, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter on the outside, Kayvon Thibodeau might be the one on the inside, or vice versa. Yeah. You got to get to him. If you want to call yourselves, and they didn't say it, but, a lot of people are saying the Fantastic Four, right? The 4 guys that are, should be chasing after the quarterback every play. You got to get the quarterback down to the ground. And I think that's what we have to do with Jaden Daniels. I think if we're trying to win this game, we can't let him spin out of these sacks, make people miss. We can't do any of that. We can't.
No, you're 100% right on that one, man. If you just look at our most recent, season, Geno Smith had a breakout run. Joe Burrow had a breakout run, and we really struggled, man, just containing these quarterbacks. And so imagine what it could look like for Jaden Daniels if you let him loose. But my main thing, man, is coaching. It's coaching. We cannot be out coached. And at the very least, we got to be able to keep up in the coaching department. This is going to be a chess match. I respect what they do on the coaching side of things on their end. And we just got to keep that same energy, man. And we got to go out there with a good game plan. And we got to be coached up, man. We really got to be coached up offensively, defensively, and all together under Coach Dable's leadership. So I hope to have a more aggressive approach than what we've seen in recent years. I don't want to go out there playing scared. I want to be I want to have an aggressive approach to any and everything we do. Let's go forward on 4th and 1s, all of that type of coaching is my main thing, man. Don't get out coached.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. I think Dan Quinn, respectively, is a solid coach. He's a pretty good coach. He's been a quarterback. Sorry, he's been a coach that's made it to the Super Bowl before.
Wow.
Took the first year team with the rookie quarterbacks NFC Championship game. The Brian Daboll, he's coaching for his job. He really is. He's coaching for his job. I know we got the young quarterback on the field, on the bench. Sorry, on the team, and who knows how long we'll see him on the bench because every other day it looks like he's going to get on the field. One day closer. But Brian Daboll is coaching for his job. He better have these guys ready. We had a whole offseason to prepare for a matchup like this. And once again, I think it's a matchup that we match up well. Granted, there's other teams that might not. I think with our efficiencies and their deficiencies, I think we match up well.
Yeah.
31-13, Giants win. Giants pulling the upset. Sorry, Commanders. I'm not even sorry. I wouldn't be sorry. They're sorry. Nah, let me stop.
Hey, listen, don't forget too, I typically do forget to say this, man, and it's a bad part on me, but don't forget also, man, to subscribe to me at TP the Giant. TP the Giant is where, you definitely going to get more New York Giant content, but I'm also, I'm no stranger over here as well, man, and you're going to, get used to seeing me, man, so yeah, make sure you head that way and subscribe.
100%. Everyone in the chat right now, make sure you subscribe to my guy, TP the Giant. This is our first week of Big Blue Crossover. Next week, we will be on his channel. So if you want to catch up, stay tuned. We'll be recapping what happens when the Giants handle that BTA out to the Commanders, but then also feature our next matchup with the Dallas Cowboys. And that's another one that I'm excited for, but we got to get to the first one. Let's get one. Let's get the first one first, and let's get it under wraps. Appreciate y'all for tapping in once again. We'll be live at 6 p.m. We'll be back here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time with Rio Robinson. So definitely make sure you're in the building. He's bringing his goons over here, man. The DMV will be in the chat, so make sure you are here to be here, man. I will catch you guys, and we'll see y'all in the game, man.
Peace.
Peace.